What does it say?
You're live?
I'm live! Okay, so let me try this again. Hello, this is Lisa Christensen, and I know you guys are so used to seeing the video where it just automatically starts off and I go right into it, and I haven't done a live on here before, and so there is that techno idiot that I am. And the reason that I've been waiting to do a live video, and I have been waiting, because many of you, and a part of this talking right now is because my first live, so I want to make sure that I give you time to get on because you're not used to me doing this. And I'm super excited because a lot of you have been on here and you've been with me for a lot of years. We're not going to mention how many. Let's don't do that. But you've been with me for a lot of years. And so you've seen a lot of the growth that comes along. And, you know, we always put some educational stuff, fun stuff, just really feel good stuff, you know, things that really touch the soul. And so those of you that are following know that recently I have seriously become a firearms enthusiast. I can't pass a gun range without like getting super excited. And so I've been saving this live video because thank you so much, YouTube. YouTube had put it out there that I have the ability to go live, yay! And so anyway, I have been saving it because, well, Joey from Rootactical is just super awesome. And I told him, you gotta have YouTube. It's like the bomb, dude. And so we decided we're gonna put out a series, and it is called...
The series is going to be called The Trained Civilian. So there was a great response. You know, this what started off, we're going to do a couple videos together, turned into, you know, we're getting a good response from you guys. And so we were talking, you know, and taking Lisa, who hasn't, you know, she grew up around guns, but really hasn't been formally trained, I guess you would say, with guns. You know, and we were just sitting around talking about, you know, the way the world's going today, how there's evil in the world, and then what are people doing about it? What is the average person doing about it? And, you know, there's not a lot of training out there, you know, like in Oklahoma where we live, we have what we call constitutional carry, so you don't even have to go get training to carry a firearm. And, you know,
It's actually kind of scary if you think about it.
You know, when that law first came out, Lisa, it was, you know, it was devastating because I thought, okay, well, no one's going to want to take a class anymore because why pay for something when you can't? But I was actually shocked by the community where there was quite a few people that, you know, they understand that, yeah, they don't necessarily have to send off to get their concealed carry card. However, they don't, they want the training. And, you know, something will go on in the news and it's like, they know it. Not that familiar with guns. I don't know how to shoot. And so they'll come and take the class and learn the laws, because you'd be surprised how many people are out there probably creating felonies right now, not realizing, hey, you can't carry a gun into a federal building. You can't carry a gun into a post office, which is a federal building. So you think about those things, and the people want to come out and train. And so when you came and approached me, you know, it was one of those things of, you know, we kind of had this little click where...
Oh, I have to tell that. This is so funny. So I decided I wanted to get my concealed carry, and nobody else knows this story except for just a handful of people. And so now I'm going to share it with you. You're going to laugh at how I chose Joey.
It's a crazy story, so get ready to listen.
So I decide, just out of nowhere, I decide I have to have a concealed carry license. I just do, because I bought a pistol. I'd never had a pistol. I'd only shot a .30-06, and I decided out of nowhere I must have a carry conceal. So I made an appointment to take a class in Tulsa, and then the logistical side of my brain says to me, okay, you grew up around guns, and so you kind of already know, you know, Daddy always taught me the obvious things. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to use it. Every gun is loaded. You know, the obvious thing. Well, maybe it's not so obvious. But anyway, the obvious things to me. And so I'm thinking, but I want to go get this, right? And so for whatever reason, I thought, I'm gonna end up going to the one class that has the one person that just got a new gun that's turning around going, did I do it right? And they're aiming a gun at everybody and somebody gets shot. And so this is like the scenario that I had created in my head, and I was too afraid to go to the class in Tulsa. And I called the OSBI, who then actually made me more nervous by telling me, oh yeah, there's people out there and they're not even all that trained themselves. And I thought, huh? And so they say, oh yeah, you just go to our website, because the people that are on our website, we are, we've actually, I forget exactly how she said it, but something like, those are the ones that you want to go to, basically. They're highly trained, they recommend them, there's like this cohesive relationship between the OSBI and the people on the site. So just type in your, county that you're in, whatever. So I type in Cherokee County, and Joey's going to tell you part of this too, because it's really a God thing.
Yeah.
So I type in Cherokee County, and there's a whole list of names, and it's both women and both men. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through the list, and Joey's not the first person on the list, but he is the first person that I called. And here is my logic. Well, the way it's on OSBI is Joseph. It's not Joey. It's Joseph. And so I look at it and I thought, I'm calling this guy. I'm calling Joseph. And David was with me at the time, and he said, oh, okay. And he said, so you found somebody? And I said, I did. And I said, yep. And I said, I'm choosing Joseph. And he said, and he comes and peeks around the computer, and he said, he's not even the first one on the list. Did you already call the others? And I said, nope. And I said, I figure I'm going to call Joseph because, you can't go wrong. Joseph and Mary had Jesus, so there is that. And that was literally my logic.
Yeah. So, kind of telling you my side of the story. So, I'm driving home. I just get off work, and I get a phone call from a number I don't know, and it says California. Well, I don't know anybody from California, so I'm like, decline, thinking this number is, a scammer or something. And she leaves a voicemail. And at the end of my voicemail, I say, this is Joey. God bless. And so she leaves this voicemail saying how she loves my voicemail, and I need to call her back. And I'm like, who is this lady that's calling me? But she was talking about a concealed carry class. So I call her up, and I said, hey, Lisa, this is Joey. You called me. And she goes, oh, yeah, I would like to take a class. I'm like, well, our next one. And I told her the next couple of dates, because I do them once a month. And she's like, those dates aren't going to work for me. Can you do it? Can you do a personal class? I said, yeah, I'll do a personal class. And she goes, how about tomorrow? Now, this is like 7 o'clock at night on a Thursday night. And she wants me to drive, because I don't no longer live in Tahlequah. I live in Grove, which is about an hour away.
Which, that's kind of a neat part of the story, too, because you hadn't moved your...
Yeah, and I hadn't moved my account over yet to CIE Delaware County, South Cherokee County. I grew up, born and raised in Tahlequah. And so she was like, how about tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking, tomorrow, really?
Crazy
like,
lady.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, lady. And she's like, well, just kind of, look at it. I'll give you a shout out on social media and all this kind of stuff. She goes, just think about it and give me a call back. So I immediately hang up the phone and Google who is Lisa Christensen, who's this lady, and realize that, she's met President Trump, which I support. She's, been this national speaker all over. She's a cyclist and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, so I call my boss up. I'm supposed to work the next day. And I call my boss up, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going to go, but there's potential, she can kind of give us a shout out, and I'll have her shout out your company if you'll let me off. Because, he let me off. He goes, do it. Didn't ask a question.
Hi, Laramie.
Yep, Laramie just said, do it. And so I call her back, and I'm like, well, it looks like it's your lucky day. My day just freed up. Let's come out here and do this. And so we go out, I'm teaching her class with her, and we're taking breaks, and she's talking to me, and she's, I'm kind of getting a feel for what's her story, and she's telling me about, what she did in her life, and then she's like, you should start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, well, eventually I will. I'm in school still. I'm doing all these other things. I really don't have time, but eventually, yeah, I would love to do it just more for, like, advertising, my classes and advertising my holsters and stuff. And so she was like, well, no, you should do it now. Don't wait until you graduate. Do it now, because you'll be 6 months ahead, and you'll be, you'll start it now, and you'll look back and be like, wow, look how far I've come in 6 months. And so I kind of made a joke, and I said, okay, all right, well, if we're going to do it, I'm going to do it right now. And she goes, huh? I said, what better way? I said, you have a bunch of followers. I said, you're somebody around here. Let's put you in one of my videos. And guys, the response that we got back from those videos, and what started off was just a little kind of a joke, it's getting more views, and we're going through it. You guys are liking it, so we decided let's come out with a series, because there is for me doing as many years as I've done firearms instructing and teaching people, I'm shocked. I mean, and I get that. I grew up around guns my whole life, and then you get them in there, and they're like, well, you don't know how to hold a gun the proper way. So it's little things like that, learning the proper stance, proper grip, sight alignment, sight picture. You know, it just improves people's shooting, and they've been shooting for years, and they're like, I could never shoot that good. And it's not that I'm this crazy, great firearm instructor. It's just I understand ergonomics of how your hand fits the gun. I understand fitting the gun to you, not you to the gun, and kind of working through it. And so there is a place to have an actual firearms instructor watching you, showing you how it's done. But then we got to just talking about, the way, what the world stuff that's going on, and how some of the times where as a paramedic things that I've ran into, and what we've seen in our lifetime, and just how it seems like the world and it's just getting worse and worse. Mm-hmm. And evil exists, guys. Evil's out there, and so I was telling her that it's not just, I get to carry a gun now. It's a lifestyle change, because there's a huge liability and huge responsibility that comes with carrying a gun. Comes with defending yourself and defending your life with a gun. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of took that and ran with it. Today we're out here shooting. We've been shooting all day. The first video to start our series, The Trained Civilian. And, we're going to have more videos to come. This is just kind of the teaser, I guess you would say, to let you guys know what we're working on and where we're going with it. Hopefully that video will be out in the next week or two. And then we'll kind of go from there and see where this takes us.
I'm really excited. I am really, and I gotta say, I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. You've all been so supportive, and our videos, like Joey said, they've been doing really amazing. And I have learned a tremendous amount, because he's right. Just because I grew up around guns, he's being nice to me. He didn't name names. Just because I've been around guns my whole life, and I have. I mean, the first gun I got when I was 6 or 7, and it was a little .22. And my daddy used to take me out, and we would shoot at styrofoam, like those little ice chest thingies, and he would pin them on a tree or a paper plate on a tree. You've probably seen me shoot some of those, and do things like that. And but the funny thing is it was always a shotgun rather. And so it was really interesting, because when we went to class, it was like I was holding the gun like you would picture it in a movie. Like I had my hands overlapped like this.
I remember that, yes.
And Joey had to fix it for me. He's like, no, not like that. Yeah. And so, but I'm really excited, because I just, it's so amazing. So anyway, yeah, Joey created his channel. He's got it all built up. He's got 3 videos on there right now, with a whole lot more to come. This is like a whole new career. And so I want you to do me a favor. And please, I am hoping that you will be willing to go and check out his channel. And again, I'm kind of like a techno idiot with all of this, YouTube and Facebook and whatever. And I know that in the description below, I'm going to tag this video to Joey, and it'll take you right to his page. I'm going to make it so easy for you, because that I actually do know how to do. And so it'll take you right to his page. So I want you to do this for me. I want you to like it, share it, subscribe to it, and there's the little bell, the little bell. Those are so fun. I want you to go click on that little bell. I have fun with this. And I want you to go click on that little bell, and that way you'll get notified every time Joey uploads a video. And then when he uploads another video, I want you to do the same thing over again. I want you to help me build his channel, please. And share it with your friends, and then your friends' friends, and so on and so on. And get them to like it and share it and subscribe. And most important, subscribe. That's like a huge thing. So I want you to really subscribe, honestly. And and by the way, we're gonna do these giveaways, and I want to do that. And so when you watch this video, sometime later tonight, when I figure out what I'm gonna give you, I'll do another video, and I'll post on here, maybe in the description. Actually, I probably will. I'll put it in the description, and I'll also do another little video. Don't know that it'll be live, but another little video this evening. I'll tell you what I'm gonna give you, and the person. I haven't quite figured out how this is going to work, but we're going to put everybody in a drawing, and then I'm going to choose somebody, and I'm going to give you something really super, super cool for going and liking and sharing and subscribing. But the catch is, you got to hit that bell so that you get notified, and you must subscribe. And I'll give you something super, really cool.
And I'll throw in stuff from Rootactical too.
Awesome.
So we'll throw in some cool stuff too.
You get lots of swag. Oh, and send us a picture of I don't know, if you have any kind of firearms at all, I don't care if it's a water gun. If you want to send us a picture of your coolest toy, yeah, then
Yeah, she likes looking at guns.
I do.
She's always like, Joey, did you get any new guns? And usually when I get one, guess what? She buys it. I'm like, well, now it's not special. I'm not the only one in town that has one now. And so,
Can't help myself. They're addicting.
they are.
They are.
Don't tell my wife I bought any more guns.
So yeah, well.
So super excited, guys. Again, the Trained Civilian series that we're coming out with, it's going to take you along with us and along with Lisa's journey, you know, because we're starting fresh kind of with her. She's getting better and better. But we're going to kind of use her as the prop, but we're going to bring you guys, the followers along with us, and we're going to walk you through this journey. There may be things we talk about you're like, I already know. There may be things that you're like, well, I didn't know that. You know, and there may be things that you guys can add in the comments and say, you know, Joey, you mentioned this, this, and this, but you forgot to mention this. Mm-hmm. You know, because I don't know everything. You know, so it's one of those things of I'm still learning as a shooter and as a civilian too, the do's and the don'ts, and you know, everyday carry and preparedness. But guys, we're gonna have a lot more in store for you. So again, like, subscribe, and we'll be putting out more content soon.
Yeah. And I will add this too. It is so true. It really is a lifestyle change. Because the one thing, and I do have to thank you, because the one thing I've noticed is I guess I was just unsure, like, I don't know, before the class, before I first met you, I was, I don't know, I guess afraid of my handgun, basically. I don't even know. I can't believe I'm even going to say that. But I was kind of afraid of it because I was just used to shotguns. And so, but it really is a lifestyle change, because I've noticed, and I always, when I go to bed, I have, you're going to laugh, you're going to go, oh my goodness, I've created, I don't know what I've created, because I actually do. I have the gun on the nightstand, and I've got one that's like, I'm starting to turn into my daddy. My daddy used to do this. I've got like my AR-15 under the bed. I've got, like, yeah.
She's just prepared.
I'm ready. I hope I never have to use it, but I'm ready. And I've noticed that I also sit on the sofa, where you saw that, yeah. and my purse, my concealed carry purse, sits right there, and I have my pistol right there inside of my purse, and who knew?
Well, and that's the thing too, and that's a common thing that I've just taught people over the years, whether it be through concealed carry classes or other classes or one-on-one training, is I realize that the average person does not know how to properly handle a gun, proper stance, and shoot a firearm. And that's alarming, because if you look at the statistics, there are a lot of guns in this nation. There's a lot of guns in Oklahoma. You know, I think the majority of them are probably in my county. But so it's one of those things of, you know, seeing this, I'm taking my experience from training people one-on-one and seeing that. And I know that if it's happening to these people, it's got to be happening to the majority of you. And so we're going to give you free education. Now, the education that you see on YouTube does not replace you actually going out and training. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good content that you can get, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right, on YouTube.
This is the best.
Yeah. Thanks, Lisa. But it's one of those things that you have to take some of the drills that we're going to show you, some of the things, and you can apply it to your life. And that's what the series is based around. We want to bring you guys along with us, because you're civilians just like we are. You may be our neighbors. You know, if my kids are out at Walmart with my wife and I'm not there to protect them, hopefully you guys are out there, and hopefully you guys got training, and if something, God forbid, something goes down, you're out there to protect them. So it's one of those things of we're excited about this new series. We can't wait to put it out. We're working diligently and hard to get this content out to you. There's a lot that goes on that I'm learning. It's easy to shoot the video footage. It's all the editing and stuff that's behind the scene that takes all the time. So be patient with this, guys. We look forward to you guys following us and following along with us during this journey. Mm-hmm. And we want you to train smart and be safe.
And on June the 26th, you have to come to the Pistol 1 class in Jay, Oklahoma, because Joey has all kinds of really great stuff that he's going to teach us, and I will personally be there. I'm really excited. About
and
Pistol 1 class.
We'll probably have a little bit of the video and film part of that too. So if you can't quite make it to the class, we'll post it later on and give you a little bit of tidbit of that. And what Pistol 1 is it's basically the fundamentals. It's going over basic stance, grip, sight limit, sight picture, We're going over the draw. We're going over malfunctions and how to clear them properly. So we're going to be going over a lot of stuff. Plus, we're going to throw in some extra stuff for people who are actually in the class. I always like to throw in,